Jeremy Leary had one. There's more than that. Okay.
Yes, again.
He makes it look like Polsky. He's got the Polsky shirt on. That's a very nice shirt. Representing.
Trying to figure this out.
Coach Coleman. Coach Coleman. Good to see you,
CRM
Coach.
Commercial
Thank you for being
Residential
on tonight.
Management. Contact
Appreciate
Jason
it.
down at CRM. Robert Dix Jr. Insurance
It's gonna be a great
Agency.
time. I'm excited.
Contact Bobby
better
Dix,
lighting.
Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ, make your yard Yeti ready. CBI Cables, what the pros use. Custom audio, custom video, network and power cables, built for your needs. CBI Cables, plug them in. Norris Candy, home of the original candy turkey joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try this schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food.
Hello, Yeti Nation. What's up, Paul Noecker? And visiting this week, Aaron Coleman.
Greg
What's up, guys?
Beecher, Aaron Coleman, Yeti Nation. What's up, everybody? Aaron, how you doing, brother? Gregory, how you doing?
I'm doing good, trying to figure out how to use Discord. So if anybody was a member, they would have gotten a little pre-access into the show and kind of heard some of the behind-the-stage stuff. And Aaron Coleman, thanks so much for taking the time. So you are actually out of town with your son at you guys are out at a lacrosse thing right now, right? A field thing?
Hockey showcase this week.
Hockey showcase. So where are you guys at?
We're in Amherst, out in Buffalo.
Oh boy, so that's not too bad of a trip, but yeah, you're one of those guys. You are everywhere when it comes to being involved athletically with the kids and so much. And now you have taken over the Junior Yeti program. How's that been?
So it's actually been great. So the last we're a month in. Coming up this Wednesday will be a solid month. We started with simple advertisement, and you know, obviously the Yeti name kind of carries quite a bit of weight. And then being at the Nexus Center is a big part of that too. So Junior B came to an end here within the last week or two. So everybody still wants to play. Everybody's looking for a place to play. Where can they continue to go and still get value out of it? And Junior Yeti's that place. So we filled up quick, and we kind of anticipated being a 18U only, and now we've got both 18 and 16U. So you know, it blew up fast. Goalies, players, we got, you know, uniforms on the way, apparel stores open, we're rolling.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's I mean, that is one thing. Paul has really laid a foundation. Like you said, you put the Yeti name on it, people know it's going to be well organized. But he really has given you credit that you guys have kind of taken the bull and run with it. So when you're talking junior, we are talking 18U, and you guys had enough to go to 16U. Where'd you get your goalies from? Did you find lacrosse goalies, hockey goalies? I know you're very involved with the hockey programs.
So yeah, I did pull sports, but what I ended up pulling into was just through advertisement was a couple of kids that, you know, are actual box lacrosse goalies. We had a kid come over from the Red Hawks. His name's Ron Gabriel. He's
a great kid, fantastic. He's strong. He's a field goalie and a box goalie. And then we picked up 2 more. We picked up Brady. He's from Fulton, and I'm trying to remember everybody's locations within
So
just a few weeks of knowing everybody.
Fulton is like just outside of Syracuse, so you were able to find box lacrosse goalies. You didn't have to get hockey guys.
Correct. No, we have real box lacrosse goalies, and I think the other thing, I don't know, can you see me? My camera went haywire. Okay.
You're good.
Yeah, we pulled we pulled Brady from Fulton, and then we pulled another goaltender, Johnson. He is from Albany. So we really reached out.
Sensei's kid, so another guy who you guys actually were able to kind of get into a couple of hotbeds and get some goalies with some box experience. That automatically makes you competitive. That's cool. So I mean,
Yeah, that's the key there.
yeah, no, I mean that's huge. So you get the goalies. I mean, were you surprised at the outreach? I mean, did you think it would be a struggle to find enough kids to kind of fill the roster, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it was full?
I think it's kind of not to be cliche, but it's one of those things. If you build it, they come sort of concept. And but you gotta have something that's desirable, and we have that. We have the name, and we've got the location, and we've got staff, and guys with experience that are out there. I'm not the only guy out there. We've got a bunch of guys from the Yeti roster supporting it. So, and we got Paul.
And you
Who else
got
has a
Paul, yeah, who nobody else has a Paul. So yeah, and actually, so this was something we talked about a little bit, Paul and I. But so Sparacino kind of got back into all this and started out basically wanting to be involved with the junior thing and started playing again. I mean, how cool is it for you to kind of get to be a part of it? And you already had been there, so then to get to see somebody who gets that excitement reignited. I mean, and with all the young kids you guys are bringing in with the Yeti, especially like that Eric Adelson. I mean, those guys, Ricky is good. I mean, that's a huge addition. I mean, to kind of give you the experience. I mean, is that something you really thought you had going?
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, that's what goes without saying. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to shut my ringer off, and all of a sudden it was blowing up. I was like, crap, God.
No worries, man.
But yeah, no. So with the Tri-City, the field kids, I mean, you guys have the box there. Have you guys been down there? I'm sure that's something that you've been in before. Be Dry, actually, shout out to them. They got it so it's nice and dry and stays dry even when it's wet. I mean, switching from being able to play at the Nexus with the kids and get the plexiglass. I mean, how big of a difference do you think that is for teaching these kids?
I think it's actually really important. The outdoor box is great. That's where the roots of the game come from, is playing outdoor like that. And I think what's important about getting out there in the grass and still banging in, on those boards and using the mesh like we've got hanging up there, and it's still important to use that, and we still will. But the glass does add an element. Rebounds come back in. Shots from behind the net. Whatever you've got, missed pass. It's not leaving the surface. It's staying on the playing field. And so having that glass plus, body contact up against the boards and the glass is a whole lot different than it is where, you've got mesh netting or, otherwise an open wall that's, a 4-foot wall. So it just adds a different element to the game that in some cases makes it easier. In some cases it complicates it quite a bit. So you have to have both experiences, just like we'll practice at other arenas as well. We'll utilize Rome. Rome is a hard surface. It's a sport court, so it's not quite concrete, but it's not turf. So, you've got to be able to read how that ball's going to bounce. Ground balls are different. Shots on goal, missed shot on goal, or even a rebound off a goalie goes farther. So
yeah, no, that concrete is huge. So actually, the last time I went to Onondaga before this weekend, they had the guys keep the turf up after their graduation ceremonies, just so they could get that experience of playing like that. Because, like you said, that is such a huge, it's such a huge thing that can't be overstated. So, I mean, I'd imagine you have a ton of Tri-City guys. Are a lot of your guys hockey guys too, or do you really get in just lacrosse guys that want to play box?
We get a pretty good mix. I mean, we have a handful of Tri-City guys, but you'd be surprised. It's actually, like I said, it's pretty mixed up. We do have a bunch of hockey players, but we do have I'd say we're probably 35% hockey players. I'd say the rest are strictly lacrosse players, and that's actually pretty big coming in because there's a big learning curve between the difference in the game of hockey and the difference in the game of box lacrosse. When people think there's a lot of similarities, and there's really not as many similarities as you would think.
Well,
So
especially when it comes to the scheme. So I mean, when you're talking about just the rebounds, the way it goes, like one thing I've noticed is you don't see a lot of icings in box lacrosse. I mean, you don't have the possession is not nearly as important or as protected in hockey, I feel, as it is in box lacrosse because, you get the 30 seconds, and in fact, they have to have the shot clock to keep it going. Whereas anybody who's played hockey long enough knows that puck bounces all over. Yes, it's more impressive. Like if you see a guy go coast to coast in box lacrosse, it's more impressive because, I'm sorry, in hockey, because to be able to maintain it all the way through, get by everybody, and now you're down there and you get the isolation time. Whereas box lacrosse, a lot of guys can kind of hold that possession and go through. I mean, that's one big thing I notice when it comes to watching it, just as far as the value of possession. Like it just seems to turn over so much faster in hockey than it does in box.
it does. In hockey, possession, like you mentioned, is it's a very different concept. In hockey, you're making area passes, where in box lacrosse, that's almost impossible. So the game of hockey, body contact has its similarities, but again, very different. In hockey, your agility level is adjusted because you're able to slide, and your movement is very, very different. Whereas you're more anchored by foot. Where in hockey, like I said, you're gliding and sliding. So
Well, plus
making
cross checking. You can't cross
Sure.
check in hockey. That's straight up a penalty, and it's basically a
Right.
requirement in box lacrosse. And yes, they have the cross check penalty, but for the most part, it really is the fundamental of clearing somebody out of the crease. Whereas hockey, it's a very different body position, trying to push
Correct.
somebody out. I was a defenseman in hockey. That's where it's like, yeah, I get
There
what
you
you're
go.
saying. You do understand some of the cycling and stuff. I mean, offensively will make some sense, but when I notice the biggest thing is in front of the net, the way they clear guys, the way possession is valued versus
Yeah.
like a chip shot down and hope somebody can beat somebody happens a lot more in hockey. But
Yeah,
yeah,
there's no setting picks in hockey. There's
yeah.
doesn't exist. So
No. Back when we were younger, they actually made a big deal about that. Remember, and put all the interference rules and stuff in because they figured it
right,
would
that's
open
where
it up.
interference came from. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so I mean that is a huge thing. But shout out to you. We really appreciate you taking the time. We know you got to get some food in you. But so one thing
Yeah.
with the young men is you guys are on Instagram, which we have here, and on Instagram you can click this button right here. It'll bring you to this web page. If for some reason you guys end up on the Tri-City homepage, I'm just gonna walk everybody through it real quick. You go down here, travel teams, Junior Yeti, bingo,
Yep.
bango, bongo. You're on. Get yourself signed up. It's all here. Uh,
Right.
yeah, I
There's
mean,
a player interest form on there. If you go to that link on Instagram, fill out the player interest form. It goes to Jot form. That comes straight to me. I'll see it. I'll take a look. I'll reach out. Make sure we've made contact if you're interested. We're about to announce rosters, but that doesn't mean that we still don't have openings or room for people to join. We do, and we're going to play right through Laxnai. So, guys that are just wrapping up seasons that are still looking for a place to run, we're going to take our top 20 and our top goalies, and we're going to go into our game. So that doesn't mean that we don't have space for guys to come play still. We do.
absolutely. So I love hearing that, and very Yeti fundamentals of we don't really cut guys. Show up to practice, get your butt moving. Everybody participates. Might have to buckle down playoffs and before games and stuff. But like you said,
Right.
it's all about growing the game and getting guys. Paul, I mean, how cool is this for you to have these two? I mean, we can call Coleman and him a young man, but I mean to have these two young men really just jump in and be able to kind of hand the reins over, and now you're watching a junior Yeti program as you're watching Coleman teach these other guys from Herkimer coming. I mean, that's got to be an amazing feeling.
I love the fact that you want to know what the foundation that Coach Coleman brings is exactly what our youth need. Watching him at practice, couldn't be more proud to see how he treats the guys. You want to know what he's going to make you push, and he's also going to give you the learning side of everything. I can't say thank you enough, Aaron, to grab the reins because that's what it's passing the love on. spreading. This is spreading the love of the game. I mean, we're reaching out to kids. You're reaching out to kids. Greg's reaching out to kids. We can't get enough. And with also with what you're saying, I don't want to jump off of what you've done, but if there's guys out there that have girlfriends that are interested in playing, we also have the women program that we're doing too. That's right after the boys program. I know the there's a brother sister that travel up that are playing. The young lady is one of our goalies, and the brother plays with Aaron. So they're if you know a young lady that's interested in wanting to play, come on out. It's an hour right after the junior Yeti play. It's through Tri-City as well. But again, what Aaron and Ryan have done, I can't say enough to both you guys, and the other guys that on the Yeti team to step up and spread the love, because Aaron's already got a game where we're in the Laxnay. We're going to do the Laxnay tournaments, obviously, and he's already on the phone working on trying to get something going at the Nexus Center, and also doing some small travel. Nothing crazy going out to Portland, Idaho, or anything like that, but definitely
Not a
getting out
Herkimer, not a Herkimer travel trip, but a
We'll have to
reasonable
really
drive.
tap into those sponsors for something like that.
But as far as, once again, I can't say enough to what he's doing. He's grabbed it like I did, the opportunity. He's got an opportunity to watch his kids grow in the game, and that's what it's the special part is. You want to know what happens? The next generation is junior is doing the same thing, and that's what is making this all special. That's about what I can say about it. Some of the things. Aaron, thanks very much, brother. I know you're starving and now your food's cold after an hour sitting waiting for it.
All right.
All right,
That's the life on the road, man.
it is. All right, thanks.
Hey,
Here, we appreciate
Aaron,
you.
do me a favor, give AJ some high fives, get that team rocking and rolling, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night.
Yeah, I'll be out there.
21 North
Awesome,
Dock
brother. Thank you
Staters
so much.
Ave in Rome, New York. Bank Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer, authentic German food. Try the schnitzel. Ask for a cross check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic, maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery, Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM, Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Land.
And Family Landscaping. Thanks so much, Russ Leota, for all you do for us, running the scoreboard, doing all that great stuff. Family Landscaping. We kind of cut him off there at the end, but huge shout out to the Leota family. One thing me and you talked about is honestly the amount that young man has matured this year. And I think that's something that doesn't get talked enough a lot about in box lacrosse. But I mean, when you watch him, and so I watch a lot of Can-Am Lax, Gates Abrams has been doing the same thing with his team. Went from being that guy who could kind of be a bit of a knucklehead, get himself a penalty and go too far, and really has learned to rein it in, like where you want to be for that?
You channeled in the aggression part, yeah, absolutely. As far as lightning is still there, the amount of we still got to get out of the penalty box. We take way too many penalties. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 penalties. 9 penalties is probably 7 too many. To be a complete game. I don't know. It's not posted anywhere, so not that I want to say what the score and everything is. Congrats to the Serpents. I'm still sick from the Friday night ass whooping that we took. But as far as the final score was 28-12, and they definitely they did some GM work and some work in the category of players, and found some players that want to come play, and they came and played, and they stuck it to us pretty good. So as far as now, we got to regroup, get ready for this weekend, and head up to Thousand Islands and do what we got to do. We got to find some Ghostbuster love or something, man. That's for sure.
Got to find something, huh?
It's
So-
it's a beautiful facility. As far as I was happy to be there. It was a nice facility, an older barn, but they opened up a garage door and the air was blowing, and it was a good night, a nice cool night in Seneca. And as far as first period, we was still in it. It was a good game rolling. There's the OJ with he found him, huh?
I was just gonna
He
say,
found him.
OJ found the Sasquatch. I noticed. So they do exist. OJ even finds our cousins up in Canada.
That's that's a Bigfoot. That's a Bigfoot right
Yeah.
there.
All right. So,
Sasquatch.
anyways, yeah,
That's a
a nice floor.
That's a
So you
Sasquatch.
actually, and you mentioned jet ski. So I have done watched him a few times before. I filmed him in the Buffalo box. John Jetski, he is a great player. When he another one of those guys helping build the game. But what a difference in style compared to him and Crosby. I've never gotten to watch Beesky or Woody play. There are other goalies that I know are up there. But yeah, Jetski is definitely a different style than Crosby. So yeah, I mean that's but I mean what
38 saves.
Yeah.
38 saves he had. He's a solid player. As far as Jordan Jarvis showed up to play, he pumped in 5 goals.
Well, remember I was telling you who
it-
he is. He was Neil's assistant coach there, and actually on
Yeah.
Instagram it's Dr. Jarvis. It's hilarious. I was like, "Are you really a doctor?" He's like, "No. Somebody told me if I put it there once, people believe you." And yes, Jordan, 100% that did work. I was like, "Oh, cool. This guy's a doctor." And well, it turns out I don't think he's actually a doctor. I'm like 95% sure, but no, a great lacrosse player.
Yeah, great. They had definitely a different roster that came to play than what was in Utica. Which was it was great to see. The competition was freaking awesome. They look good. As far as
I mean, that's what
we
it's all
had,
about. You're building towards the end of the year, and unfortunately for you guys, they were building up, and it sounds like firing on all cylinders in their home barn. Kudos to them for a great first year, though. I mean, you guys played a great game. I mean, that game against them at the Nexus Center was one of the better one of the best games I saw all summer. I mean, just back and forth, wasn't over till the end. Great job.
the whole league wide. Whole league wide. As far as I don't care what anybody says. Anybody can go into anybody's barn and potentially beat them, spirits included. That's not. I'm sure Nate will post report it, but
No, now we're in there
as
now.
far
No,
as-
that's what I mean. That's what we're getting into.
competition all the way around between Oswego to Seneca to the Spirit. You want to know what? A lot of these games, Oswego and Thousand Islands played 12-14 on Friday night. So the competition in our division is pretty awesome. As long as guys are general managers are doing their jobs, they're putting teams together, quality competition where I'm sure the fans are walking out going, that was a freaking, unless, even in our game, there was some great moments, 28-12, but you know what? We still did some great
Well,
things. You know,
if you're
Adelson,
if you're a
players
Serpents
doing
fan,
things. Wade had a couple great goals. Mario had some great saves. Sully got this. Mario started. Sully came in relief, and you know both got some playing time. So everybody has got the rust kicked off after almost a 2-week break from. No, that was the week before, huh?
no, that was a week before. I mean,
Oh
maybe
no,
your brain's
yeah,
still on
no,
vacation, and that's why you're.
well, the vid has got me, and I'm sitting there trying to sweat it out. And
It's not good.
as far as you know, we're excited. We got a big practice on Wednesday. Guys are ready to get in there. The younger guys are chomping at the bit. They want to play.
Well,
And
I mean,
we got
really, I wanted to talk about this with you. So going into the playoffs, my regular season, honestly, my MVP or rookie of the year, I guess you would call him for me, is definitely Adelson. That Rick Adelson, I just think he represents what. When I think of the Yeti, you just got a young man getting out there. I mean, you had so many; it was definitely not an easy pick. Hussey, like getting to see his post out there too with that young man was just so cool. Check it out on Facebook. I think I reshared it if it let me. I might have tried and failed. Who knows? But it's like moments like that are what is so cool when you watch fans getting to meet these young men and to watch them. So for me, like I said, it strictly boils down to that defense transition style was my style. I love watching it. I love watching the guys get up the floor. Adelson getting those goals was I loved it. He's my rookie of the year when it comes to the Yeti, and kudos to all of the young men and all their parents who put in a ton of effort to get him this far into life, and we appreciate having him. But honestly, as we're talking about this, so the Spirits, this is a conundrum that you run into with some of these teams. Like you guys, you tried bringing in a lot of guys, you did that, you went back to the family base, you're building again, you're building for the core back up, and you kind of knew this was a learning process year. But that being said, you guys are firing on all cylinders going into playoffs with your entire team.
all guys have qualified. As far as we got our players in, we're excited about that. Everybody got to get to play with everybody. We had several practices. I'm confident that we're going up there and we believe we can win. Now
Yeah,
it's a matter of
obviously. Everybody,
putting it on the
everybody
you got
can
to
every
put it
night.
on the field. You got to play a complete game. It can't be 9 penalties or something like that. It's got to be a no penalty type of game. And we all know we can do it. As far as it's how the ball bounces concept. Who shows up, who doesn't show up, who's injured, who's not injured. There's a lot of elements that go across. Are there playoffs? Are there not playoffs? Who's going to the playoffs? Whether you're in Canada, whether you're
Well,
in
I mean,
Can-Ams,
honestly, that
there's so
NABLL
much
though,
going on.
trying to get everybody together anytime you can get a whole team together, your team that travels, you got guys. I mean, and we live in one of these fortunate divisions where they're probably the farthest trek, right? Would be Thousand Islands.
For us, it is, yeah.
Yeah. So how far is
Yeah,
that?
we're about hour and 45 and it all depends because we got guys coming from Buffalo as well. We got guys coming from Albany, and we got guys coming from
Salamanca.
Maryland.
You got guys coming from Salamanca. You got guys coming from Maryland. So yeah,
Yeah.
getting to watch that. I don't know. I'm excited. The playoffs. It's actually looking like we're gonna have to get a hold of Jobson because I believe Nate Noecker is gonna be able to take the gear. We left the Blue Squatch gear with him. I was kind of hoping Nate was gonna run the show so I could just sit back and relax, but unfortunately that didn't quite pan out. But we do have the gear up there, and I made some phone calls today. The gear should be available. We don't need to pick it up until after that, so super excited. And then I got to talk to Nate anyways about scheduling some stuff. So it'll be nonstop. I mean, box lacrosse season. Does it get any better than this? Heading into the playoffs, you've had your season. Let's recap your regular season home games. I mean, how cool was it with the bands and stuff this year? I think you really stepped up the game and you really captured the party atmosphere. I mean, you were starting to get people in there who knew no players on your team, and they were like, "This is just fun." And then, I mean, you got guys playing. You had the young man play the national anthem, then he's up playing. You've got, I don't know. I can't say enough good things. What do you feel about the regular season? Went amazing, and is there anything you think maybe next year we're going to change something?
Well, we got to get more home games. That is tough all the way around as far as business wise. That's the biggest thing is putting people in the seats. Is obviously it's a business, and we got to have people there. As far as the product, I love the product. As far as what Mehmet and the concession stand, I apologize.
Utica
There's
Club
so many
Lounge.
names.
All right, we got to wrap this up,
Well,
Paul.
no,
You're
no,
sick
no.
though.
Yes,
I know.
you Club Lounge, but also the crew over at the
Concession on the other side.
concession
Yeah.
stand as well. They the ability to do what we did and having the suites open, that was a special moment when we were able to talk, send a cheer out to the Lupias for their 55th anniversary. And the Met brought them over a bottle of champagne and everything. Those are special things. Seeing the little kids running around and having a great time, that is obviously, I know it was probably a Crosscheck that gave me what I got, but Crosscheck wasn't at a couple of the games this year, which next year we got to make sure that his cousin Crosscheck and let's go with Slash. We're gonna find Slash out there someplace. So it's either gonna be Crosscheck. We got to have our mascot there. It's a huge element. The kids loved it. It was great for morale, and we'll definitely make that happen next year. As far as he'll definitely be out in more of the public atmosphere, marketing, and continue to get these players what they need and want. And hopefully I can continue to do that because of our sponsorship. That's talent doesn't just fall in your hands. You got to find it sometimes. You got to go hunt it sometimes.
Well, more than
that
that is you got to build it, because so basically, I mean, any youth program, you look at any, I don't care program, any successful program has a solid feeder program. It's that simple. And you've got Aaron Coleman now taking care of that, and Sparacino, and like Ryan Sparacino, what a great human being. Just comes up, found out we were doing that head raffle for those guys, throws me some money for that to get himself on there a couple times. I mean, getting to meet guys like that is always my favorite part of this. But when you look at all these senior B programs that are going through, it starts, you've got a minors program. These kids are playing box lacrosse from the time they're 3 years old. I mean, that's what you're building. And now you're slowly getting there. You've got your junior Yeti starting. And the nice thing about that is with all the options they have, the young men that have signed up to play with Coleman are ready to go to battle with Aaron Coleman, because there's lots of options. They're signing up to be there because they love it. I've got my nephew calling me going, "Come on, I want to play. How is there a junior Yeti thing and you haven't told me about it?" And I was like, "Well, get motivated, buddy. We'll figure it out." But you guys are doing great things out there.
It's fun being around guys, throughout the Tri-City. As far as I read on a couple things on, and thanks Scott Meese for the accolade there, but it's not a lot. I do put a lot of work into it, but there's also a great, you being one of them, Greg, a great amount of people that are behind me that help out, that don't get a lot of the notifications and
my
and
smiling
name
face is all
recognition.
over the place. I definitely can't, but I mean, the guys, I know what you're saying. Like Leota running your score, you've always got Molly Leary. I mean, Bobby Dix.
Molly,
I mean, Farrell.
Bobby,
Yeah,
yeah,
the list goes
Andy
on and on.
Farrell.
Yeah.
It goes on, and it charges us up when we can start to see, we're old dogs, and we're starting to see the young dogs taking the reins and releasing new fresh kids into the game. Whether it's field or whether it's box. It's a beautiful thing with being part of Tri-City is we have both, and we just happen to be fortunate enough, and we want to make sure we get the opportunity to everybody that's out there to have the Nexus Center and the Utica, Rabesh and his crew down there, what they do to help us out, and whether it's with locker rooms or getting the field ready an hour after a graduation so that we could have a game. That type of stuff is just, to the crew that's at the odd. Can't say thank you enough to Murph and Alex and Randy and
Yeah, huge
Chris
shout out
and
to
all
Murph
of them
though,
down there.
especially so Murph is the
Yeah.
guy I deal with. Basically, if I need anything at the Nexus Center, Murph is my guy. He's like my handy go.
Andy,
Yeah.
new guy Andy down there. There's too many Andys in my Rolodex. I'm
circle.
like, oh shit, how do I? Which one's one? Well, one's Andy, one to Andy Nexus Center. Next
All
one's
right.
Andy
So
something. It's like, all right.
So speaking of all of that, you got everything going on. We had the Utica Yeti going up to travel to the Thousand Island Spirits this Friday. Hopefully, when we
Yes,
talk
sir.
again on Monday, we're talking about how well that game went and that you're getting ready to play the winner of the other game. Because so you guys are playing the Thousand Island Spirits, and in the other division you have the Serpents or the Seneca Lake Serpents playing the Oswego Riverhawks. That game
Yep.
is very. It's both these games. It's a coin toss. You don't know who you're going to play at. I do have to say kudos to the Serpents. They've made it successfully through a year, and that is, they beat the PBLA. I got to give them credit. They beat the
Yeah.
PBLA. They made it to the regular season.
Chris did a great job, and kudos to Oswego for a 4-2 record, and congratulations to
All those
Nathan
guys up
the
there.
Spirit on a undefeated season so far. And again, we're blessed to be doing what we do. As far as it's great to work with all three of those guys and their associates, whether it's Patty Crosby, whether it's Doc Nelson, whether it's Dan Whitmer. Everybody. It's been great working, through with each other. As far as we're all trying to grow this, and we all have a little bit of flavor.
Everybody's
as
got
I
their
say,
own
it's
way
like
of doing it.
everybody's got their own flavor, and everybody puts a little pudding in, a little pudding you mix it together, and it's some great freaking pudding. I can't wait to the NABL. You just posted it. The NABLL comes to Utica. They're going to experience something incredible in regards to. I hope they let me do some in-house mic work. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing yet. Maybe when you talk to them tomorrow night, tell them send a request, and maybe
I'll see what I can do. We got the it's supposed to be the New Orleans Mamba coming on tomorrow night, so hopefully they will be there live on the NABLL show. Check it out. We're going live at 9 to kind of give those West Coasters a little bit of an advantage, but I can't stay up all night. Paul, we're at 40 minutes again. We're trying to wrap this up quickly, and as usual, we could talk lacrosse all day, but we should run because you've got to get some sleep. Otherwise, that Spirits win is not going to come as easily as it can.
Hey, you know what? I'm excited. I'm fired up. I'm going to get charged up. The boys will be practicing Wednesday night. I don't know if I'll be there or not, but I know the boys will be there, and they're going to have a great practice. And I'm excited to get up to Thousand Islands, A-Bay again. As far as I did, Bill Johnson is the pirate. Before I called him Davy Jones. I just want to go on record that I did find out whom it was, and it's Bill Johnson.
Who is Bill
We're
Johnson?
gonna steal. Bill Johnson was the pirate that sailed into A-Bay. If you ever go to A-Bay during Thousand Islands Pirates Weekend, he sails a ship into the bay, and he takes over the town. And there's a bunch of wenches that run around.
Oh my
and,
goodness, this is amazing. I love
It's
this.
a great time. As far as the river has it going during the summer, there's no question. It's a great area. It's a great time to get down to Skiffs. Skiffs is a great bar down there.
Skiffs also sponsored
regards,
Nationals. That's how dedicated their sponsor was.
Yeah.
They dedicated.
Well,
Skiffs
and
is
that's
doing great things.
every one of these guys. We're all doing great jobs with our sponsors, and hopefully, I know we can't say that we haven't made them proud, because we're definitely doing things where we're all the GMs. We're bringing fans into the fans. The fans into the stands, and it's a great time. And I'm just excited to be in Utica. It's a special place. I'm excited that the NABLL is bringing their national championship weekend there. I'm not going to go in any farther other than saying There will be some representation from Utica there. The women are going to be playing. So if the Yeti aren't there, then I know the women will be there and they'll be representing, which means that most of the Yeti will be there anyhow, because we're going to make this special for everybody that gets to Utica. It's Utica, as Scott Nee says. It's
Utica.
On that note, Thousand Islands, keep your eyes open. We do exist.
Here we come.
Yeti Nation, we're coming.
Candy Turkey Joints. Check them out online or stop in 321 North Dockstader Ave in Rome, New York. Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica. Authentic German beer. Authentic German food. Try the schnitzel. Ask for a cross-check. Utica's finest barber shop. Contact Jordan Baldwin or Kevin Beach on Booksy.com. It's where Crosscheck gets his haircuts. Duratagre for all your new construction plumbing needs. Outside, inside, all around the town. Contact Dura. You need the pipe? They have the pipes. Utica Club Lounge, where the Yeti hang out pre-game and post-game. Incredible food. We have live music. Have a drink with the Yeti. Get some autographs. Bay Farms, where the beef's at. Where the hay's at. Contact Jimmy Fay. Master Vito Hyundai. Make your move to Master Vito. The Yeti have. It's been a great season so far. What a score. Brandwide Distillery, Cortland, New York. Stop in, say hello to Jimbo. Check out the shop. While you're at the shop, get yourself a little sampler. Sample that coffee liqueur. Have a little gin and tonic maybe. And I know he's got that rumski. Stop in. It's what the Yeti drink. Join us on Monday nights. Toast with Brandwide Distillery. Utica Mac Incorporated. For all your sales and service needs, contact Francis Simile, CRM Commercial Residential Management. Contact Jason down at CRM. Robert Dix Jr. Insurance Agency. Contact Bobby Dix, Rome Sign and Display Company, where we get all our banners here at the Yeti outfit. Liberty Affordable Housing. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, local representative and a friend of the Yeti. The B-Dry System. Water issues in your basement, on your property, contact Brandon at B-Dry. Inside, outside, they can dry you out. Water no more. Family Landscape, make your neighbors green with envy. Contact Russ. Make your yard Yeti ready. CBI